That wasn't part of the script.
Excuse me. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be actually working on the boat and installing some EVA foam to the floor. Currently the boat has some carpet material, and instead I'm swapping out with this EVA foam material. It's basically kind of like a C-deck style, except a lot cheaper alternative. I got this from Amazon for 2 rolls. I think it was around $200. So I'm gonna add the link in the description and tell you exactly where I got it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so as you can see, the rear seats have already been removed. I actually did this last year when I was winterizing the boat and getting it ready for this year. So all we have to do now is just remove these 2 captain chairs and also remove this trap door that holds all the stuff in the hole. Once we're done with that, we can then go ahead and start cutting this carpet and ripping it up and getting it ready for the EVA foam. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so since this is so low, I couldn't get my Phillips head screwdriver, so I got a little socket with a little Phillips head attachment. I'm gonna go ahead and remove these seats. So I just realized that there's actually a quick disconnect for this seat. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove it this way and then have a better access to the bolts. There we go. Nice. It basically just has this tab right here that screws on and closes this together. Yep, and this seat has the same exact thing as well. Alright, so I went ahead and removed both of the seats. As you can tell, I'm going to take those brackets off later. Next we're going to go ahead and remove this trap door. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remove these bolts as well. Alright. That's how the carpet used to look. And now this is how the carpet looks now. So definitely a good time to swap it out. Alright, so right now we're trying to decide where we actually want the cutoff to be. So if you look right here, this indentation that you see is where the rear seat starts. So we're thinking of just cutting it right here along this line and replacing what we're gonna actually be standing on first. If we have enough EVA foam left over, then we're gonna go ahead and go from here back and replace as much as we can with the material that we have. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have enough because I measured it from the front of the hole to the back. But just to be on the safe side, just in case we have any mess ups and we need to cut more foam, we're gonna go ahead and cut it off on this line and replace the rest and replace this back side later on. So right now, we're gonna go ahead and get our knife and start cutting along this side, and be careful not to cut all the way and not to cut too far into the hole. Alright, so we found the brackets that hold the side bolster on. There's 2 brackets right here. So it's 2 bolts per bracket, so we're going to go ahead and take them off. It's the same bolts that are from before, so Phillips head. Alright, so now we're on the other side. We're going to do the same exact thing and take this side bolster off. Alright, so we got both bolsters off. Now we're going to go ahead and start lifting up this carpet on the side and then start cutting the carpet from the bottom. So then we can just remove and focus on the bottom layer first, and then we'll see how it goes, and we might replace this as well, or we might take it off and might spray it with some white fiberglass paint. So we're gonna go ahead and start doing that. Alright, so we got basically this quarter portion of the floor off, and we notice how really wet it is right here on this portion. It's a really great time that we're taking this carpet away. And right here on this portion, it was slightly wet but not too bad. What I'm doing is just cutting off each side right here, and we're going to remove this main compartment of carpet first. So now we got this piece out. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to underneath the cockpit area and start removing the rest of it. Alright, so we got most of the carpet off from the floor. We're gonna go ahead and take the rest of these side bolsters off so we can focus on the side of the carpet walls as well and remove that, and then we're gonna focus on removing any other carpet we need, and then we're gonna start using the oscillator tool to try and remove the rest of this carpet that is engraved on the floorboards. Alright, so next up we decided on going in and tackling the back half of the boat. So we're thinking about and deciding what we want to do with the sides. So we're going to keep the side carpet and cut it off level on the bottom and remove the rest of the carpet in the back and clean everything on the floor, cover it with EVA foam. And then on the sides we're probably going to either do carpet paint, make it look newer, either a white or a black finish, and then have a nice contrast between the floor and also the sides. So right now we're going to go ahead and tackle this back and start removing some of these screws, removing the batteries, the pump, and then removing the rest of this carpet. Alright, so we got this guy off. I'm not going to disconnect it just because I don't want to deal with disconnecting those hydraulic lines. So we're going to leave it here, and when we're taking the carpet off, we'll just have somebody hold it up. So as you can see, all this that's left over, this gray and yellow, is all from the carpet and the adhesive that they used. This white right here is actually the fiberglass hull, how it's supposed to look like. So we're gonna use the oscillating tool once this gets dried and clean the rest of this up, so that EVA foam can adhere to the fiberglass much better. So let's go ahead and move on to this side and basically replicate the same thing. Definitely gotta be careful with these fuel lines. finally got it all. So now we have the main floor clean. We just have a few little trim spots like that right there we're gonna take off and clean up the side bolsters on the floor. Make sure that trim is all cleaned up because we are gonna keep this carpet. I know it looks disgusting, but we'll make it look good. We'll clean it up and probably spray paint it black because the EVA foam material is gray and it has black accents. So I think with the black side, it's gonna look good. And also will cover any types of debris or dirt that always gets in the way, like as you can see. All right guys, so we're back a few days later. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the rest of the project and start sanding down the top surface of the floor. So we're gonna remove any adhesive, any debris, basically that's still rutted on top of that surface, get it nice and clean. So when we place the EVA foam on top, it won't have any blemishes or anything basically sticking out. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so that pretty much sums it all up for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. It's going to be part 1 of the series for the boat, just to put in the new flooring. It's probably only going to be 3 parts. Today we just knocked out, taking off the old carpet, sanding it down, cleaning it up. The next video, what I'm actually going to be doing is replacing the main flooring that's above the fuel tank with a Cusa board. As you see right now, the board is really flimsy and has a lot of play in it, as well as a lot of gaps on the sides from plenty of years of usage. So we're going to go and knock that out since we already have the boat in an open condition. As well as we're going to spray paint with some upholstery paint the sides of the boat as well. And then finally we're going to be putting on the EVA foam and get the boat looking brand new again. The Miata build is still in progress as well. Since it is boating season, I wanted to go ahead and knock out the boat project and get that all finished so that can be ready. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.